In this lecture, we will discuss about the second function of CSF 2.0, that is identify. As we discussed earlier, I in GDRR stands for identify. Here second function is identify. Let us understand which categories fall under the identify function. Here we have total 3 categories. First category is about asset management. It requires identification and management of key assets to ensure they support the organization's goals and risk plans. Here asset includes data, hardware, software, systems, facilities, services and people. We will understand how to manage each asset when we will discuss subcategories under it. Risk assessment requires understanding the cybersecurity risk that could impact the organization. And then improvement. Improvement requires identification of improvement to cybersecurity activities. Let us now discuss how to implement each one of these. Let us now discuss about the first category, that is asset management. It has total 7 subcategories. We will discuss in detail how to implement each one of these. First subcategory requires that inventories of hardware managed by the organization are maintained. Second category is about inventories of software, services and systems managed by the organization are maintained. Services here refer to any functionality that is provided as a service rather than the installed application. This might include API services, email services, security related services or any other functionality. So, very first and most important step is to identify all the hardware, software and services that your organization uses and make an inventory of same. Let us now discuss about third subcategories. It requires maintaining of network diagram. To implement this, you need to document the layout of your wireless as well as wired network. Fourth subcategory requires that inventories of services provided by suppliers are maintained. So here you need to concentrate of external services such as cloud services and any other externally hosted services. Now, in second subcategory, requirement was that with respect to inventory of services managed by the organization, whereas here, that is in fourth subcategory, requirement is about inventory of external services. In short, you need to have inventory of all these services, whether external or internal. Fifth subcategory is about prioritizing the assets on the basis of their classification. Easiest way to implement this is to clearly define the criteria that you use for the prioritization. You may like to refer clause 9 of our cybersecurity policy to understand how to classify the assets. You may like to use the same template and modify according to your requirement. And then apply this criteria to prioritize which asset is important for your organization. You need to document the same. Sixth subcategory requires inventories of data and corresponding metadata for the designated data types are maintained. Now, metadata here refers about details about the data such as its origin, who is the owner of the data, what is the format, when it was created, how to use that and what are the permissions required. So it is details about the data. What you need to do is maintain a list of data inventory along with category. So for example, what data is available under PII category, what data is available under health information, what data can be classified as financial data, and so on. You need to take the category of that data. Let us now understand the last subcategory, that is management of all the assets throughout their life cycle. And how to implement this? Simple. Keep systems, software and hardware updated with the latest patches and updates. You may like to refer our clause 22 of cybersecurity policy to understand the patch management procedure. Conduct regular security audits and assessment to identify and mitigate the risk. You may like to refer our clause 20 of cybersecurity policy to understand best practices in vulnerability management procedures. Also, you need to document and implement a secured decommissioning process. Here also we have a well-defined template, that is clause 25 of cybersecurity policy. You may like to use this. That's all for this lecture. In our next lecture, we will discuss about the risk assessment, which is second category of identify function. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to have complete access to our CSF 2.0 course, please do check the link available at the description.